The Mountaintop program just changed the way I looked at education. The fact that you go to school and you learn what you're supposed to learn and you can regurgitate that and spit it back. And that's how I used to see school. This project is a huge part of that transitional period where I saw learning as a means to understanding the things that you really care about. It wasn't something we were doing for a grade. It was something we were doing because we thought we could make a difference and we knew we had the skills to make it happen.
The Mountaintop program is the next step in your professional development, your academic development, and understanding what do I want out of my life.
Being part of the Mountaintop program at Lehigh allowed me to be in an environment where I can be innovative, be in an environment where I can think differently, and where I can apply different disciplines to something that I am passionate about.
It's a place where you can explore your own creativity that you couldn't really do anywhere else.
Going up to this environment with complete freedom and autonomy was something that's just completely different than any other project or experience we had at Lehigh so far. You learn a lot about yourself, and you learn about the way you think and the way you manage people and the way you interact in a space where grades really aren't a thing.
They're not worrying about grade. They're not scared of failure. And so that really gives them another sense of freedom to take risks and to be more creative.
I think one of the best benefits of Mountaintop is really the space itself. The building is in a raw form, really rough around the edges, if you will.
You could build the space that you needed inside of the space where we're working.
I would walk through in the morning and see people working on all different projects across the board. I've really learned about collaborating and how different people that are working on different projects might have skills that could help you with your project.
This interdisciplinary participation, I think, really helped them to see how different fields could work on their project.
Seeing engineering students teaching things to social science students and social science students teaching things to engineers, that really made the project more successful on both sides.
We just couldn't believe how these students responded. They showed up on the weekends, they showed up after hours.
This is the first time when I've been able to be completely in charge of something. That later down the road will, put me one step ahead of everyone else who hasn't had that experience.
Instead of being told what to do when, the students are deciding what they need to do and how they need to do it.
I think Mountaintop has changed how I mentor in a lot of ways. It showed me that you can have students getting that experience early. We don't have to wait until they're ready before we give them something big.
At the end of the 10 weeks, we thought, it's over. They then came to me and said, oh, we'd like to continue this. You don't find students that have that kind of initiative, that kind of drive, that kind of interest. It changed my view of how education might work.
It's affected me in that I might be taking my project from the summer and doing that full-time when I graduate, which wasn't a thought before doing the Mountaintop project.
Mountaintop is a lot bigger than any of the classes you could probably take here. And it's just the opportunity for growth that I think is very unique to Lehigh.
If I were to speak to an incoming freshman about the Mountaintop program or Lehigh in general, the first question I'd have for them is, what inspires you? And what do you want to do? And regardless of their answer, I would tell them to bike to the top of the hill, look over the view, and consider how great they can be